What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Thursday Night Football kicking off in about 35 minutes. Bears versus the Commanders. But we're here to talk about last week's Week 5 Comic Book Community Fantasy Football Wrap-Up Show. We have with us today Zach Collects, Geek Out with
Yo.
Roscoe, and Brian LCS. What's going on, fellas?
What is up?
Appreciate
How's
you
everybody
hosting,
doing?
man. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course. Thank you for helping me before this, because if you guys could have been backstage with us, you would have seen that. I'm not probably the worst host. But hey, we're learning. So, Roscoe, how do you feel about my shirt, dude?
Dude, I love it. I forgot to
do?
tell you
All
that. We were so busy backstage just trying to get everything set. I forgot to tell you, I love the Magnum PI look going. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that shirt, brother.
Thank you.
got
I
that
appreciate
Miami
it.
Vice going. I like it.
There you go, yeah.
Scarface. Just hold that. You got it. You can pull it off though. I like it though, bro.
Thank you.
Nice.
My grandma bought this for me while she was in Hawaii. It's like a large, so I can't button any of the buttons. But hey,
Hey,
I appreciate it.
I like it, bro. I like it.
Thank you. All right, you guys, we're gonna open up. We're gonna give you our entrance, and then we'll go into some stuff. So hang tight for a moment. I think I'm doing this right. Oh no, Brian, what happened? Oh, it's the wrong thing. I like how I try to blame somebody else.
Yeah, right. Brian, this is all your fault. Do you have the sound?
You can't hear it?
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, why? Everything is on. I hear the epic music you put on this.
Weird.
So you heard it.
I heard it. I heard the epicness of the entrance you made for us for this. So
I like how we were all still silent. Like, can you listen to music?
did.
And we're just like,
for it to come in. Yeah.
this isn't how it should go down. I'm telling you. Let's say hi to the chat real quick, and then we'll get into some matchups. We got Captain Comics. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Daniel from Chop and Drop. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Terrible. Always makes me laugh while I'm in front of everybody.
yes.
Ryan saying hi to the chat as always. But here we go. How do you guys feel after week 5? We've got a few crazy things going on that I'm going to bring up when I show the standings. But overall, how do you feel about your team? Zach, we'll start with you.
No. It's I think the luck I had at the beginning of the season squeaking out some victories with guys outperforming, I think, has ended. Treylon Burks on IR, T. Higgins, I don't know what in the world happened to him. It's and Joe Burrow basically showing that I think the Cincinnati Bengals lucked into the Super Bowl last year. Not good.
Yeah, it's weird with the Bengals, man. Like Joe Burrow last year was pushing MVP numbers, and this year so far just had that slow start. It's almost like the Madden curse, you know?
The Super Bowl hangover is real. People don't acknowledge it, but look at the Rams. They're not exactly lighting the world on fire either.
Yep, I dropped Matt Stafford for Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson!
I would have too.
Roscoe, how you feeling, man? I know you're sitting in first place. I'll pull up the standings in a few minutes for everybody, but
I'm doing okay. I took a big break, literally a break. Rashard Penny is out for the season. So that's my number 2 running back. And it's not like he has been doing great, but he finally had a breakout game. Not this week, but the week before. And he put up 28 points for me. And I was like, there we go. This is great. He just needed to get that going. This week, he got me 5, and he's out.
yeah.
So I'm glad last week I picked up Boone from Denver.
Yeah.
He put up 10 in his debut on Thursday night, one of the worst games in history. And but he still put up 10 points. So I'm like, you know what? Let's put him in. So I don't know what to expect. I'm a little scared about that, but it's rough. 14-team league is very, very tough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's slim pickings. But it keeps it interesting, you know, because like with injuries, like you said, you kind of got to go to like the bottom of the barrel and hope to find that diamond in the rough, and it's tough. But
yeah,
Brian, what about you? How are you feeling?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I'm not loving my team. It's been very kind of up and down, and Aaron Rodgers is my QB, and he just, QBs typically will, pretty consistent with points, but so I have Rodgers in this league. I'm in another league that I drafted why am I drawing a blank? Denver Broncos quarterback who from Seattle,
Russell.
Russell Wilson. Yeah, and both have been very inconsistent and not putting up numbers that they normally put up. So I'm struggling a bit at because usually, like I said, QBs will get you 20 points, around 20 points consistently, and both Rodgers and Wilson have been under that. So
Yeah, it's tough.
Not loving my teams right now.
Yeah, you look at Aaron Rodgers, and it's a 4-point throw in quarterback league. So 3 touchdowns is 12 points. All you need is 8 points in yards, and it's something that like you'd find easy to find in him, but it's tough to come by.
Yeah, he hasn't had that big game. I don't think he's thrown for 300. I don't know if it's his wide receivers that he's not, or this. I mean, the Giants basically held their offense in check last week in the second half.
Oh my God, that was ridiculous.
I'm hopeful that he'll break out, and the same thing with Wilson at some point that he's going to put up, the 3 touchdown game with 300 plus yards, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, no. Roscoe, so going with the Denver running back, did you go with that? Are you on the same page as me that Russell Wilson is done?
I don't know if he's done, but there is just something weird going on with Denver. I mean, but I don't know. I really have no idea. Last week I was talking with Alan, and he said that that it's like when he was with Seattle, it was more of the system that was implemented over there, and I was like, yeah, that's and that's why it's working for Geno. That's a good system, and you have to put a good quarterback in there, and maybe that's why he did really well. I mean, but at the end of the day, I mean, Denver should still be on paper. It looked like he had a better team going to, you know what I mean, with Sutton, Judy, and then you also have the better, like they said, a better offensive line, but it's not really showing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, now he's saying that he was hurt or he's hurt or something. I just saw that. What's that about? So it's like he got hurt from doing those Subway commercials.
He got hurt from riding. Let's ride.
Yeah, right.
It's weird.
I'm just taking a quick look at the quarterbacks, right? Carson Wentz has more points than Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. Jared Goff has more. Cousins, Daniel Jones has more points. Geno Smith is blowing both of them away. He's got like 25 more points than either of those two. So it's kind of like it's been a little bit of a crazy year with some of the players.
You dropped Daniel Jones?
I did. Well, I'm sorry. I went for a waiver for Trevor Lawrence because what did you drop him, Zach? Trevor Lawrence? Was that who you dropped?
Me? No. The only thing I dropped the Packers defense and picked up the Steelers. Boy, that was a swing and a miss.
I had the right idea though. Yeah, I got Trevor Lawrence instead of Daniel Jones. I'm still gonna ride Zach Wilson right now, but
so is that your number 1 and 2 quarterback?
Yeah, my 1 and 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have Herbert. I can't really talk. Herbert is like he's barely, he's like getting anywhere between like 17 to like 20.
Yeah. And
like I got him pretty high because I was like, man, he's probably gonna be dropping 25 to 30. Yeah. I mean, like he could throw 3 touchdowns, 300 yards, but I don't think a lot of quarterbacks have been doing this. I mean, besides, of course, Josh Allen,
right?
Who's just
the top level. 3 So it's Allen, Hurts, Jackson, and then Mahomes.
Yeah, number 6 is
over 100 points.
Number 6 is your boy Geno Smith, Chris, wherever you are.
Yes, yeah, Chris, where are you? Your boy Geno. I need new clips of you. Where are you at? Where are you, Chris?
Crazy. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, even when you look in the NFL at the divisions, I mean, can we agree that the East and the AFC and the NFC are the best divisions in football right now?
I mean, the NFC East, you've got.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, you've got 3 teams that are playing really well, and then the AFC East, you probably have.
Unfortunately, we have to stop calling it the NFC least now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh well, I guess you're right because the Jets are doing well too.
Right.
Yeah,
Jets are doing
Jets,
well.
Dolphins. Well, they're going to collapse, but
That's horrible. That's
even
so.
the
I feel
Patriots
so
are still
bad.
hanging around, though they're not as scary as they used to be.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's crazy because I mean, the Patriots last week, 29-0 over the Lions. What happened?
Yeah, that I didn't expect. The number one scoring offense. Did somebody make
Well-
sure Cole's okay?
I know.
Well, okay, so isn't Amos St. Brown still hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean that's a major setback, as well as Swift. You don't have Swift anymore. Swift is out of the lineup.
They had both of those guys out the week before, and they still dropped 38 or whatever it was.
No, it was a
Yeah.
lot.
Well,
They
because
were at home,
T.J.
though, too. I
Hawkinson.
wonder if that had a difference.
Oh, that's right. Hawkinson went insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hawkinson had like what 4 touchdowns and
Something like that. It was ridiculous.
something-
Yeah, he
something
helped me win that
ridiculous.
week big.
Yeah.
That's what Trevor Kelsey did for me this week. 4 touchdowns.
Insane.
Oh,
All
yeah.
the touchdowns thrown in that game were to him. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
My guy catches 4.
I went up against he had Patrick Mahomes, and he had Trev had Patrick Mahomes and one of the wide receivers for the Chiefs, and I still had Kelsey, but I was up, and I was like, well, as long as he throws to Kelsey, I'm fine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
That's what he
like-
did.
Yeah, that's all he did.
so I was like, all right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
what up, Ty Locks?
You got 18 points just on receptions, basically, from that
Yeah.
game.
Crazy. But he's the type of guy, like you draft Travis Kelsey early, almost like he's a full receiver, you know? Like he's better than 90%
That's what I
of them
did.
in fantasy football, you know? Yeah. So-
That's what he was, my number 2 receiver. That was who that's who I drafted. I drafted him high because I was like, do I get a number 2 receiver here? And I didn't like any of the names, and I was like,
Right.
should I get Kelsey? I mean, he's probably their number 1.
Yeah.
I mean, like, so I was like, you know what? Let's get him, and that has panned out. The last 2 weeks, he's put up almost 60 points for me.
Wow. It's crazy.
Well, Alan, Comic Viking, he picked up Hill from New Orleans.
Oh,
Yeah.
where's that?
Oh, wow.
Is that a fluke
his
thing,
tight
or is
end.
that going to keep happening?
No, I think that's a fluke.
Same.
All right,
Same
so
here.
we're going to get into this with what Beckerman said. Beckerman goes to Monday Night Football to watch the Kansas City Chiefs
Oh, that's
overcome the Raiders for the comeback. So what we're going to do, hold on one second. You guys can keep talking, but I'm going to try and pull something up and do it normally. It's not going to work, but I'm going to
you
try.
know.
I mean, hey, but all right. So let's see if I could do this. All right, so let me bring you down. So I made, and it's corny as hell, but I made that picture of all of us on Instagram for the post today.
Yes.
And look at us.
I
Look at
love
how
it.
happy we are. So many people wrote back to me, but this is Beckerman's first ever Instagram post. Look how happy he is at the Chiefs game. Don't you love to see that? Like, that's my, I'm just saying. Like, I
love it.
believe in
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Tylox messages me and he's like, I hate that picture. And I was like, dude, I love this picture. Look how happy you are. I think he's standing next to like his mom or something in the picture. I'm like, this kid is so happy. Why would you be upset? But look at us. Doesn't that look so good, all of us together?
Why is Bearded look so angry though? He looks like he's yelling at someone.
Yeah, because this is the picture he just posted of him holding up his CGC of what was the his
Super Pro?
exclusive. Yeah,
Oh.
his exclusive.
Oh,
And
his
he gave it
Back to the
LCS.
Future.
Yeah, and he gave it to his LCS. But
That's great.
I'm just look at how
Cole
happy
looks like
Will
somebody
is.
stole his beer.
Dude, because you know what it is? Cole doesn't post still videos on it, still pictures on Instagram. It's all videos. So I had to just screenshot 7 times and hope for something decent. That was something decent.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have sent you a picture I drew of him.
Oh, I should have done that, man, when I drew him too.
Honestly, you could have just put a picture of Snidely Whiplash up there, and we would have known who it was.
Very true, but I love
Did
this
you
picture
see-
of us.
Did you see my post that I put a word bubble by Chris saying I love Gino? I put that on
Yeah, I saw
Instagram.
that. That was great.
He's
Lord.
so mad. It's
That's why he doesn't
so
come on the
funny.
show anymore. He doesn't come on if the Seahawks are winning. He's, I mean, well, they didn't win; they almost did. But
Yeah.
he won't come back on.
Yeah. But, all right, let's get into some matchups from last week. How does that sound?
Let's
Sounds
do
good.
it.
and then we'll do a week 5 recap and show the standings and maybe get out of here. So, I'm going to do this.
Well, we have such an exciting game tonight.
I know.
Bears
I mean,
and the Commanders.
Who do you guys have in the game tonight? Let's do that first.
On my
Like,
team, or just like who do I?
No,
pick
who are
in
you
there?
taking to win? The Bears or the
I would.
Commanders?
I'm just going with the Bears based on home field. That's the only reasoning I could.
I'm Bears based on home field, and if there's any sense of justice in the universe to punish Washington. Although Dan Snyder, I'm a fan right now. Did you see all that? I have dirt on Roger Goodell and every one of the NFL owners. They can't touch me.
Is that what he said? I didn't
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
There-
then
there
the
was
memes
a rumor.
loaded. Like he also claims to have, the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices recipe.
Wow, that's crazy. I guess
They
if
said-
things don't work out, you just blackmail people. Then
Yeah, he
Well, that's-
literally said that he has dirt on everybody in the NFL, and he's not afraid of them.
Yeah, he said because what happened was there was a rumor going around that there's a that all if every other like GM, if everyone is on board, every owner is on board, that what they'll they can actually vote someone off out of the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so that rumor was going around, and then sure enough, then he's like, you know what? You really want to try me? I got dirt on every one of you guys.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa. Like
think
this just
the other part was-
escalated quickly.
yeah. I'm not effing afraid of any of them.
Yep. Yo,
He
he
has
became
just
a G
made
real quick.
Really,
Crazy.
That's what happens when you start messing with billionaires' money.
Yeah.
this is
Right?
this is better than any game. The fact that now the owners are fighting amongst each other. Screw the players. We need fantasy. We need fantasy front office.
Uh,
I don't know if you want to go up against Jerry Jones. I
No,
mean, he's a
Oh,
little out there.
yeah. Him and Robert Kraft.
The
Yeah,
only
Kraft,
one
yeah.
that could have done anything would be if Al Davis was still alive.
Yeah.
He would be the only one that could have challenged Jerry.
Wild. All right, let's go into this. So first up, we have. I'm going to share the screen again so you can all see how I do this so poorly. We've got Chris the Comic Vet versus Southpaw Brad. Why is nothing loading? There it is. So Chris the Comic Vet overcomes Southpaw Brad by 5 points. Jared Allen, 34 points. The guy is just nuts. I mean, everything. That 98-yard touchdown run, the pass was just one of the few plays he made that was huge. And then on top of it, how do I catch this back? I'm pulling it up again because I can't figure this out.
Yeah, you kind of saw that coming, though, right? Buffalo against Pittsburgh in Buffalo, coming off, yeah.
Yeah.
I expected it and welcomed it. It needed to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Kyler Murray, what's going on, man? Did you guys see the end of that game? That was the big whiff of a kick to end the
Oh
game.
my god, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I saw the highlight of it.
That was terrible. He was off by a mile, and then they showed his pregame warm up for Arizona. That kicker, I know it's the backup, but he was kicking them right all day. Just crazy.
Yeah, a little different when guys aren't trying to, tackle you.
Exactly. Yeah, very true. Let's see if Brad left those 5 points to win on the bench. Let's see what happens when we scroll down. It'll go down in a moment. Tyler Lockett, another big game. Seattle just so weird.
It's crazy what they're up. I don't understand it.
It doesn't make sense.
They won. They won in the trade.
Yeah, it's insane. Who would have thought Geno Smith over Russell Wilson would give you the outcome it's giving you? But
Nope.
in reality, it's happening. But Chris the Comic Vet moves on as Southpaw Brad takes the loss. Next up, we have Brian LCS versus Cole. Good old Cole's Comics claims.
That was a close
Yeah,
one.
this was so I had a couple guys in the Monday night game, Jacobs, and I started, but he had Carr, but Jacobs had a big game. He scored 29 points, but what killed me was Myers on my bench. New England, he had a big week 1 and 2, then he got hurt,
Yeah,
and so I didn't start him, and I've got 24 points on my bench.
Yeah, but you know what, too, when you look at it, I mean, you wouldn't start him over Stephon Diggs ever. Brandon Cooks is a great receiver. You would never put somebody like Jason Myers in over him. And even Hunter Renfro. You expected Hunter Renfro to be better this year, figuring that Devontae Adams is probably going to be double covered.
Right.
But, you know, like I
And
wouldn't
that's
have
why I
changed
went
what
with
you did.
Renfro, but he's coming off. He had a concussion. He was out for like 2 weeks. So, if anywhere, it would have been Renfro. But
Yeah. No, I hear you. Let's check out his
like I
stats.
said,
Austin-
I think I said backstage, or earlier, losing to Cole is tough. That's a tough one to deal with personally.
Yeah.
It stings a little extra.
Yeah. But if it makes you feel better, do you think Cole felt this win for his fantasy team knowing the Lions got stomped? Does that help you at all?
That made me smile just a little bit, knowing that the Detroit Lions were shut out.
Yeah.
And that I made Cole a bet on week 1 during the draft that the Giants would have a better record than the Lions. So
I like it.
that's
Fair.
so far that looks okay, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too crazy yet.
Yeah, there's video evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could figure out the volume work. Is Austin Eckler the number 1 running back in fantasy football right now? I'm taking a look real quick.
Yeah, he's been a little inconsistent.
The last 2 weeks he's put up over 30.
Yeah, he's put up some
And
good
that's
points.
why Cole won the last 2 weeks is because Eckler has stepped up finally. But the first 3 weeks,
He
was
dragged
doing
those 3
nothing.
weeks.
Yeah. Austin Eckler, when you look at ESPN fantasy football, his position ranking for running backs is number 1.
Huh.
Yeah, so he
averaging
does in our league.
21.6.
He has 108 points on the year, which is in the number 1 spot. The second is Nick Chubb at 107,
Wow.
and then Barkley at 102.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
woo-wee.
Feed him, Roscoe. Feed him. It's like we talked about. Brian had the points on the bench. It happens. But Cole left a lot of points on the bench, too. Not that he needed them, but, I mean, still, when you look back up top, Mike Evans only had 12. CeeDee Lamb, weird season, only had 10. So you could have had a few more points on you, Brian, but at the same time, I don't think it would have been enough if
Well,
you had Myers in there. But
it's Cooper Rush, too. I mean, Cooper Rush is he's finding ways to win, but, I mean, their offense is not, I mean, I know we lost to him, but that was just a weird.
yeah,
I
that
think
was the
Dallas isn't really putting the ball up a lot. Deep stuff with
right.
with Rush as the quarterback.
Right, and that's the thing. CeeDee Lamb, is one of those guys that will take that deep ball all day. So, Nick Folk, a lot of points for a kicker, man. 18 is what was he 5 for 5 on field goals? So what is he kicking over 50s all day? It looks like probably.
Wow.
But Graham Gano, baby, Giants kicker, keep him forever.
Yep, he's consistent.
Love Gano.
Next up, we have Mr. Beckerman versus Cardboard Crazies, and we have our first tie of the year.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy. Oh, Beckerman dropped Lawrence. Oh, he said that earlier in the chat, but this is wild, right? I mean, I kind of like it, though, because at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, if we had the decimal points, somebody could have won this matchup. But overall, seeing a tie is cool, and I think it's better than taking a loss at the end of the season, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, it gives you it does give you the advantage over a full loss. So in standing wise, right?
Yeah.
How many ties have you really seen in fantasy?
I know, yeah. Somebody was talking about that in the group chat the other day, right? Didn't somebody say they tied in another league?
I've never, in all the leagues I've ever been, I've never seen a tie in a game.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen ties like with the solid numbers, but if you do the decimal point ones, that's how
Right.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that. I was like, I wonder how close that would have been if it was a decimal points,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's with this one though, the solid. Yeah, I have seen a tie once or twice, but it's very, very
Yeah, it doesn't happen often.
bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So we have a we have a wide receiver and a wide receiver. Let's see if the point difference is up there. Oh yeah, that would have been wrong spot. That could have been the difference. Switch out. Who was that? Justin Palmer. Switch out Justin Palmer for who was that on the right?
Cooks.
Justin Jefferson. Is he the number 1 receiver? He's got to be, right? Or is it Cooper Kupp still?
Let's take a look at
For random
no,
comments,
I think
was it?
Stephon Diggs might have him.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Oh
about
no,
Diggs.
it's actually well, let's see. Wait a minute.
I don't know. Hill
No.
might be up there too.
It's, Cooper Cup. He's at 129,
Wow.
and then Diggs is second at 118. Jefferson is 112.
Wow. Okay.
So those are the top three.
All right. Wild with the tie. I like it though. I think next up, yep. This is my loss to the comic Viking, Alan Rue.
Man, Allen is winning now. Uh-oh.
Yeah, coming back. He started off 0-3, right?
Yeah.
I think the big difference right here is good old Derrick Henry is coming around and putting up some touchdowns again.
Yep.
You know, he's getting all of his touches, but at the same time, he just wasn't getting in the end zone. It's tough, but it is what it is. Lamar Jackson, silent week. Very, very quiet with his 13 points. This is probably the first week he didn't rush for a touchdown, right?
And it's people are going to figure him out eventually. Your career as a running quarterback cannot last in the NFL.
Yeah.
It just can't.
Yeah.
Taking
I think
deep balls.
Let's keep that going for this week against the Giants.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, Alan's not here. I wish he was so we could talk about it, but he would bring up our bet between Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, which I'm losing by a lot. My best player was the Dallas Cowboys defense, which is sad to see for myself, but at the same time, you know, one of the things. Oh, I got Mike Williams in there, but it's crazy when you go down the line. Like we were even, and then this is just a blowout between Najee Harris and Derrick Henry, and we're even. We're not too close. Then I blew out, you know, with Mike Williams, and then it just runs away. So it's crazy. Justin Tucker, the best kicker in all of football, right? I don't think it gets better than that.
Yeah, he's pretty consistent. Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be.
And then I didn't have these points on the bench.
I mean, if I had Tucker, I mean, every time I'd see Tucker come in for my team, I'd be like, all right, we're fine.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, to be honest with you. But I almost feel the same way with Gano. I'm not going to lie.
Yes.
Every time Gano comes in, I honestly go, you know what? I'm not that nervous.
Yep. Yeah, there's
I
like
don't-
nothing
you know,
to be afraid of. Which
This is
nice.
like one of the first times in a long time that, you know, that I was like, oh, man. I don't have to really feel like I have to, you know. I saw Gano play against the Giants for the Panthers.
Okay.
In East Rutherford, and I froze my ass off, man. It was unreal. It was, but he beat us. He beat us in overtime. He kicked a field goal like a 47-yarder, and I was like, but anyway, sorry to go off topic, but
No, it's all good. I'm hoping that Justin Tucker doesn't get to come in a lot on Sunday against the Giants. Just saying.
man.
Yes.
Not looking forward to that. We'll move on to the next matchup. Sorry about the way it's done, guys. StreamYard, we tried fixing it. StreamYard would not let me download any of these clips. So
Yeah, it's strange.
we've got Trev, the shipping guru, versus your man Geek Out with Roscoe, sitting first in the Eastern Division. Talk about it, Roscoe. Tell us.
Hey, man, I'm tied for first, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's
With,
right.
like,
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just at the top because of how many points. I've been lucky that my team the last 2 weeks have put up some big points, like
Yeah.
Travis Kelce and Gabe Davis. Oof, what a week!
That
I
one-handed touchdown was sick.
Yeah, I'm like, it's crazy because I was like, man, every week I have a question mark by him because it's like, oh, his ankle, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then last week he put the week before he put up only 3 points. I still won because like Kelce had 30 something, and but I ended up this week he put up I can't see it. Was it 32 points?
32, yep.
Yeah. So between him and Kelce this week, I mean, that was they did awesome for me. Penny, I was telling you guys backstage, or did I say it backstage? Or I can't remember, but I'm hurting right now with Penny now out for the season. So I just dropped him. I picked up Trev Coleman from the 49ers because, of course, Spec Paul Brad already picked up Eno Benjamin from the Cardinals. So that kind of, I wish I never dropped him. Now I'm kicking myself. But anyway, but I did pick up Boone as well from Denver. I have him in, but he's questionable now with an injury. But so is the guy who's in front of him, Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon, he's also hurt with ribs. I think he had a rib injury. So both of them, like, they're limited to practice. So I'm like, dude, do I take him out, put Trevor Coleman in with the 49ers? He had a big week last week with them.
Yeah.
So I know Jeff Wilson's their number one, but Trev Coleman came in coming out of the side on third down for like pass plays, and he caught like over 40 something yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty big,
Of course.
So it's tough, trying to debate here, but yeah, it's I won't be at the top for long by myself. I know that there's going to be, if I win again, I know there's other guys in our league. I mean, it's pretty even, our division.
Yeah.
So I think there's no lie. Any given week with our league is, you know what I mean? I don't think it's any one-sided. I don't think anybody is just like,
nobody's running away with it, right? The best record's 3-2, and the worst record's 2-3. So
yeah, I'll pull it up at the end. I actually have it.
Four
I know
of
Will,
six.
Cup of Comics, he's up there too.
Yep. Yeah, he ran me over last week.
So
2 weeks ago.
we're talking about Kelsey, obviously the number one tight end, but he's like 7th or 8th in the league in scoring overall.
Wow. How far ahead is he from the second place tight end? Can you see that, Brian?
It is. So Kelsey has 110 points. Second is Mark Andrews at 88.
Wow.
That's still
And then the third is Hawkinson, who's at 62, and he had one big week to get there.
week.
So
Wow.
I mean, both Kelsey and Andrews are just way ahead of everybody, any other tight end.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, I had to pick him up. He was my number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
That's, that was and then Cole, I remember when we drafted and Cole was like, that's a great pick because how many big tight ends are there in the league?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
consistent. He's always scoring points,
Yeah.
Like he I mean, it seems like any game you watch of the Chiefs, he's got a touchdown.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. It's crazy because, like you said, Roscoe, it all comes down to preference at the draft. Like, if you're in that spot with your third pick and you can get a decent second wide receiver, get Travis Kelce, like, I don't know. I think I would have done what you did, too. I don't think there's anything against it.
Yeah. No, it was because, like I said, I remember taking a minute and going, like, man, what do I get here? Go here. And it's like, but do I get a tight end? And it's like, well, it's Kelce. It's not your regular tight end. It's like, that's like a wide receiver. So
exactly.
So yeah, I was like, you know what? And I think I had Kelce years ago, and I haven't had him in a fantasy for a while. So if this is a keeper league, he would probably be one of my keepers, I think.
Next up, we have Will from Cup of Comics up against Tylox the Mighty. Tylox is coming around and figuring it out. He had a slow start.
Tylox beat Will?
Tylox beat Will.
Wow. Tylox, congrats, bro. That's a big win because Will's no slouch, though, too. Like, Will's got a decent team.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow.
And it's crazy because when you look down at all of the numbers come pretty equally, then they get a little scary. But as you get closer to the bottom, another big kicker, the Vegas kicker, Dylan Carlson, for 16 points.
Well, defense, Tylox's defense wins championships. Look at him. His defense put up some solid numbers.
Yeah. Who do you have? The 49ers, right?
Yeah, Niners.
Yep.
Yeah, they put up, I think, 20-something last week?
Yep.
And then how much did they put up this week? 16?
15.
Yeah, I think they've had touchdowns like in back-to-back weeks, right?
Yeah. I love it that Tylox defense was championships, and his defense is like one of the top defenses.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so great.
Jimmy G has to be so happy with the defense, knowing he's getting a bonus every time he wins, right? Isn't that part of his contract?
Gosh. Yeah, he better be buying that defense.
The Niners are the top scoring defense. They're at 65 points. Bills right behind them at 64.
Okay.
Wow. Oh wow, Bills is 60. Damn. That's real.
Dalvin Cook doing Dalvin Cook things. Alvin Kamara doing Alvin Kamara things. He had 103 yards on no rushing touchdowns. It doesn't show if he had a receiving touchdown. I'm going to guess he did. I don't remember the game against Seattle, but he did fumble, which I feel like is an Alvin Kamara thing. Zeke still being Zeke. Like, what his draft position was so low this year. I think he's like a 5th or 6th rounder, right?
Yeah, he's really fell
he went,
off.
He went fairly late. Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
DK Metcalf.
he traded Allen,
yes,
Zeke for Debo. But Debo had only pretty much one big week too. Like Debo hasn't been putting up any like scary stuff like he normally has.
yeah,
So
yeah. Debo being weird.
The Niners offense hasn't been too, very consistent. Their defense
Yeah.
is really keeping them in games.
look at Tylox. Told y'all. Told us what, bro? Get out of here.
The
You're
defense
just
wins championships.
man, this guy's
He's-
a nut.
He's got to figure it out. You know who was the one person? I usually have like a list of. There's like 2 teams I don't like to draft from, and after a while, there are certain players that lose value, whether they're quarterback changes, like Devontae Adams. I thought would lose tons of value. Turns out maybe not, unless he gets suspended for that whole push thing going on.
He will.
But
He will.
yeah,
Very well, yeah.
but
At least
I'm
DK
just not
Metcalf-
sure if it's 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, exactly, because he's gonna get fined. You know that he's gonna pay this guy
Yep.
to stop talking and move
Yep.
on. But
Yeah, he'll be fined hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Yep.
and he'll also be suspended 1 or 2 games. I have a
agree.
feeling since he's in a Raiders uniform, it's going to be 2 games.
yeah.
that
Yeah.
could be, yeah.
But I always talk about DK Metcalf. I thought that DK Metcalf, who was a receiver, I always loved. The dude is tremendous. I was like, I cannot draft DK Metcalf with Geno Smith at quarterback. I just had no faith whatsoever in that. And it's turning around to bite me in the ass, I'm going to say, because I think he was on the board at one point when I could have used another receiver.
Man, yeah, he's the last 2 weeks he's put up some decent numbers, man. But Gino,
Well, what about Brissett in Cleveland? I thought Cleveland was going to be terrible.
Yep. So
And
did I.
Yeah.
they're really competitive. Their defense is playing pretty well. They've got a great running game.
Nick
And,
Chubb.
and Brissett has been playing. He's been playing well.
Yeah.
well,
Nick
I mean,
Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the backfield are just
that's a huge advantage. I mean, I don't know. I think like a lot of quarterbacks would love to have that backfield. You know what I mean? I mean, he's dumping a lot of these passes off to one of those, one of those guys, both of those guys, and they're workhorses, and they're just gonna, but Peoples Jones or whatever that guy's name is, he's not been bad, and I think he's available in our league, but he's not consistent.
yeah.
We've got a trade question.
Yeah, we've got our first question of the night from Jeb
Yes.
Armstrong. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hey guys, I'm being offered Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, and Gabe Davis for Jonathan Taylor. My other starting running backs are Barkley and Hall, and my other starting wide receivers are Godwin and Sutton. I actually like this trade, especially
too.
with Jonathan Taylor
Yeah.
possibly not playing again Sunday. He practiced today for the first time in 10 days.
And right now, I wouldn't trust Indianapolis's offensive line.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I would
Yeah.
snatch that one up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great trade. I would take that in a
Definitely
heartbeat.
getting value for it.
Especially because Josh Allen really seems to be liking Gabe Davis lately. And that's not good when he starts liking somebody.
Yeah.
That's me, man. That's who I got.
All right.
But
I also
but
like
no,
the idea of Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon in the handcuffs.
Yes.
What were you going to say, Roscoe?
you said it, brother. I was going to say because if you have Aaron Jones, and then if he goes down, you already have his backup automatically. I mean, that's huge too. I mean,
Right.
But the thing is that you are offering only one player. Do you have to drop anyone from your team?
Yeah.
That is my
Looks like they have to.
Yeah,
concern.
he's going to have to clear up some,
Yeah.
or trade some guys that he would get rid of back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like give him Godwin, or you know what I mean. I would try. I mean, if I would, I'd keep Sutton if I could. I mean, even though he's like, but he's always a good filler in for a bye. I mean, I'd rather have Sutton than no one. So let us know if it's that if you have to drop someone or how this goes. But maybe you should. Hopefully, you don't have to drop anyone. But I definitely take this. Thumbs up for me.
I can drop Thielen and
I can
Winston.
drop Thielen. Ooh, I love Adam Thielen though.
I
But
do, but Winston, see ya.
drop
get-
Winston.
Thielen's tough to,
Winston's out. I say Thielen. I think I'd get rid of Godwin. I think Godwin hasn't been doing anything, has he?
Not really, but at the same time, neither has Antonio Brown. So,
Antonio Brown.
Wasn't he still rostered with the Bucks, or am I wrong?
Oh no, he quit mid-game.
No, he quit. Remember?
Oh, that's right. He walked out during the Jets game, right?
Hilarious.
Last
Oh,
year.
But yeah, he took his jersey off. He was done.
Yeah,
Now he just takes his pants off in other people's pools. It looks like.
And they,
He
people
takes other people's pants off too. Apparently.
Think about this.
And
If
he's
you're a
pretty good at
three-wide-
Photoshop too, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Gosh, we're terrible. Thanks so much. Here's the thing. Think about this. Do you want to be playing the team if it's a 3-wide receiver league that has Gabe Davis, Godwin, and Sutton starting against you with Thielen as an option? That's kind of terrifying because you know there's a flex involved too. So if you've already got Barkley and Hall, and now you can add like Aaron Jones to your flex.
Well, yeah, if you got a flex, then you got a solid flex, right?
Yeah, you don't even need a
for
quarterback.
sure.
lately.
Keep your
Yeah,
quarterback.
Hall hasn't been doing too bad either for the Jets, man.
Yeah.
He's been putting up some numbers. But he's again not really too consistent, for that team. I mean, it's the Jets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said,
Yeah,
I take the trade.
hitting the submit button.
Yeah. All for it. Let's get into our final matchup of the week. Thank you for your question. We appreciate those.
Heck
Our
yeah.
final matchup of the week, and I'm sorry to do this to you, Zach, but you want to talk about what happened, man?
Whoa.
Okay. Well, I mean, first off, I would blame the points on my bench, but if you look, he left more points on his bench than I did.
Yeah, let's go through it. So, Orange Peanut for me. I didn't realize it was kind of hard for you guys to see, but that's Bearded Comic Bro, who will one day join us in our fantasy football comic book community group live.
He'll never
But-
be here. He'll never be here.
But well, it didn't help. Traylon Burks goes down. He gets put
Yeah.
on IR. I don't know for how long.
Yeah.
T. Higgins does literally nothing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Go to 0.
Nick Chubb still trying to do Nick Chubb things, but more to the point, Nick, I was telling you this before. Look, he had 3 guys in his starting lineup go 20 plus.
Yeah. And that makes it very difficult to beat.
Who's that? Who hit the 20s there?
Leonard
Cooper
Fournette
Kupp.
put up 35. What's his name? Bijan Hall from the Jets put up 27.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp put up 25. His flex was Devontae Smith. He put up 18. Indiana's defense put up 12. Like he started Teddy Bridgewater. Did Bridgewater get hurt before the game or during the game?
During.
During.
During. Okay.
Yeah, and on top of that, he had Amari Cooper on his bench who had 20.
Right. Yeah, he has 20 down there at the bottom.
I play him. I think I play Greg this week.
Well, here's his problem. He doesn't have a quarterback if Bridgewater ain't playing.
Yeah, he doesn't have one on the bench, right?
No, he's Tua on the bench, and he ain't playing.
Oh, and he's not playing. Smart picking up the backup for Tua, especially in Teddy Bridgewater, who is a veteran QB. But the fact that he got hurt, I mean, there's nothing you can do about it mid-game, of course, like you were saying with Burke. But
And,
you know,
and actually, weirdly, if you think about it, I left 58 points on my bench because the Steelers had -4.
Shit.
that's right.
Boswell,
Yeah,
I mean, what are you going to do? The Steelers cramped the bed.
Yeah,
And I felt that they deserved to have it happen. They needed to be pantsed to show that they need to make changes.
yeah. It's tough.
Apparently
Do you think
Justin
Mike Tomlin?
Fields-
Do you think Tomlin is done after this?
No, they'll never fire him, but he should have been fired about 4 or 5 years ago.
We were talking about it before. I just wanted everyone else to hear you say it.
I'll say it all day. Apparently, Justin Fields has already been sacked twice this game.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Wow.
Is there a score yet?
No, nothing. But Fields is 1 of 2 for 7 yards, and he is their leading rusher with an 8,
Okay.
and been sacked twice.
I think I
when-
started Darnell Mooney in another league. I kind of had hope because what we'll get into next is we have bye weeks. Week 6 started bye week, so you got to start paying attention to those lineups, everybody. This is the week that you've got to start making sure you're checking everybody and the players that aren't playing, When drafting, do you guys take into consideration bye weeks?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely try to look at it.
Yeah.
But sometimes if it's the best player available and they may have a conflict, you go for it and then deal with it later. But
Usually, once I
it can bite you.
on the later rounds, like the guys that I know will mainly just fill in on the bye week. That's when I really start paying attention to it.
Yeah. The only time it nerves me is when I do with the handcuff. If I go like Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, let's say, just as an example, knowing two guys are going to have a bye week at the same time, it's a little rough. But with us, we have to have that backup QB position available. I feel like, especially in the 14-man league, you don't want to be stuck with somebody who's not even starting. And then
see now that I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a quarterback and another like a wide receiver or running back have another bye. It's where I'm looking at if all my running backs have to have different buys. All my wide receivers have to have different buys, unless I'm in a position where I'm picking up, like I have to pick up someone, then I'm just going to be like, I got to get the best available. But when I'm drafting, it's a totally different thing. I'd look at everyone's buys, who they play, like if someone's like, week 8 bye. All right, well, if I look at this guy, who they play in week 8, that's where I'm at.
Very
my
wise,
Terminator.
Roscoe.
My Terminator is like, no.
Your red eye pops out. I like it.
Yeah, so
I respect it. All right, so let's get into the standings and go on from there. Let me know if you guys can see this clearly. If not, I'm going to try to zoom it somehow, which I'll probably need Brian's help with. Don't go that far forward.
Someone in there?
Can you guys see that clearly or no?
That's a
no.
little.
Oh,
hey!
do it! I did it!
You've had this the whole time? Damn it! We went through every freaking.
I know. Dude, I have no idea what I'm doing. No idea.
All right.
So we are a 14-person league. Like
I think we can call this a victory. And
I agree.
Yeah, Zach's like, let's not show.
Figured out the Zoom. We can go home now.
Oh no!
Don't zoom into my score.
So when you look overall at what's going on with the league, so you see Roscoe, Bearded, Cole, and Zach are sitting at 3-2 in the East. The beasts of the East, all tied up. When you go to the bottom, like Brian was saying earlier, the bottom of the barrel is him and Trevor at 2-3. So they're really only one game behind, as you can see. So one win against one of those top teams, and everybody's batting 500 again.
Yep, bingo.
And when you go to the bottom, it's the same concept. You have Chris the Comic Vet, Will from Cup of Comics at 3-2, and then you've got guys like me at the very bottom of everybody, Tylox, Alan, and Brad, all sitting in the mix, just one game behind. So
that's the thing. Everybody is within one game of everybody.
Yeah.
One game could swing a lot of things.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, with some. It's very true. I mean, that's what I was saying. It's not one-sided. There's no one-sided team in their league either. And that's what I think an advantage of having a 14-team league is. It's very there's not very many one-sided teams, but where's I go against Greg this week. Bearded. Where's he at? Where's he?
Bearded is the next man underneath you. Do you know what your point difference
is? So I need
to
beat him. I need to beat him.
I didn't get the points in the total points in the picture because that's the second decider, right? That's the second factor we use to decide what placement everyone is in. Is it by points?
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's overall points.
Okay.
Yeah.
But very interesting.
Who you guys
wild season it is. And you can see all of our real names. Oops, sorry. What'd you say?
No, go ahead, brother.
No, what'd you say?
No, I was saying I was just asking who everyone else is going up against this week.
I'll tell you right now.
I'm going up against Brian.
Yeah, Zach and I are.
See, that makes it easy.
As you guys were talking, I was plundering the free agent pool, and everyone I was looking at was weirdly owned by Mr. Brian. It's like, ooh, this guy could be good. Oh, this guy. Oh, 3 in a row. I looked, and they were on your team.
Nice.
Too funny.
Oh,
I am playing Southpaw Brad, and I'm losing, but only because he took the Commanders' defense. So you start off on top with that.
Yeah. 10 points?
What's that mean? 12 to start. Oh, because they got the sack. Right? Isn't that what we were just talking about? Man, Spidey, what's up, man? Thanks for hanging out with us.
What's up,
Appreciate
brother?
you stopping by.
Spidey.
But
that's Spidey.
I had something. I had a thought. What was it? We talked about the bye weeks.
If we could play my video, we'd have stuff to talk about. But we can talk about it.
Yes. Oh, we do have to do we have to do your.
We can't. We don't have a sound.
How do I fix that? Do I pull my headset out? Will that help?
I don't know. I have no idea.
We're trying it. We're sharing the screen one more time tonight, folks. If you guys can't hear it, just shake your heads because I can't tell. Hold on. I gotta pull it up on YouTube first to make sure I can see you shake your heads. Because not wicked smart. All right. We're doing it. Final time, folks. This is not how you should do this. Don't do this. All right. So you guys can see
Definitely
it.
do it just like this.
Kids, try this at home.
No audio.
No audio.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, now I want to see that video. I saw Randy Moss.
I know. Yes.
Can we insert some jaunty silent movie piano music in the background?
Can you guys see it?
I actually do put some
Yeah.
nice music in there too. Like it's
You
actually,
can't hear it?
no, we can't hear it.
Oh, come on.
Dude, none of us are this good of an actor to all agree that we can't hear it.
You never know.
I
Well-
want everyone to hear it.
I'm sorry.
I want to
tried
hear
my
it.
best.
I feel cheated.
Set it in the group chat on IG so we can watch it.
I know.
I am. I'll send it.
That's
You didn't
funny.
get to play Geno Smith.
No,
You're-
Geno Smith. this
You're
week.
lucky, Chris. You're lucky, you comic vet. You're lucky.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, my
This is what
God.
happens when you guys let me do this. But
Hey, you want to do this?
I did want to do this, but it's a great video. Listen, it has the words. Do you want to watch with the words?
No, definitely
No.
not. Definitely not.
You don't put
There's
the
like-
subtitles on when you watch movies?
Yeah,
No.
but what about the epic music that I have when Saquon's running?
I
I mean,
I
it is.
know. You
it
have
is-
to post it to Instagram. That's going to be how we have to do it.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, week 5 highlights.
Can I make you big and make it work? Will it work? Oh,
Where? What? Over on my screen?
yeah. Will that work?
Yeah, Roscoe might be able to share something or present from his right.
Let me see.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
a video file or share screen.
How do I make it Roscoe?
Just slide them over. There you go.
Is that how I...
Um,
This is also probably the wrong way to do this, everybody.
This
But
can only work. This can only work.
Do you see present down at the bottom, Roscoe?
Yep.
So you should be able to.
so should I do video file?
I mean, hey, nothing's worked. Might as well try it.
he was trying to say nothing is worse than what Nick is doing, everybody, just so you know. That
Try
was his,
something, you're all out of ideas.
that was
That's
a
not-
nice way of doing it. Nope, I hit all the wrong buttons.
Can you see my screen, or you just still see me?
still see
Don't
you?
worry. If I see Nick at the our LCS, I'll tackle him for everybody.
That's fair. This is very fair.
Oh shoot! I didn't save it to my computer. I
Roscoe.
forgot. Hold on. Damn it!
You got this. Take your
My
time,
bad.
man.
We're just
Take your
having some
time.
technical.
It's-
issues.
Can somebody that has audio cue up the Benny Hill theme? That's right about now.
James Nug, what's up? Thanks
Yeah,
for hanging
everybody
out.
in
Hey,
the chat,
Jimmy.
send us your address and we'll mail it to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll send
wait.
it to you
Oh my goodness!
in a VCR cassette form.
If I post it on Instagram, can you play it from Instagram?
Hey, look at this. He said it sounds good.
No way. He can hear it.
Link below
I
to
couldn't see the
Roscoe's
file. You can't hear the
Instagram.
file.
Watch this video.
Yeah, he just got here. James didn't see that.
Yeah, Jimmy, you didn't hear. Jimmy just got it. He's like, hey, he can hear us. That's why.
Yeah. All right. So in the meantime, while Roscoe maybe figures this out, we'll see what happens before we give you the Week 5 recap. Let's do our hot or not. We'll pick a player from each team in the AFC East, and we'll decide if they're going to stay hot or not. Let's start with the Jets. I'm going to say Zach Wilson. Zach, is he going to go hot or not?
I think he stays. I think
Me too.
now that he's back and healthy and the Jets are playing like a team, I think he stays.
Brian?
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I think I think he's going to stay hot. Well,
Yeah.
they're playing, and they're in Green Bay against the Packers, who haven't played well, right? Probably good weather. So, not.
And even if the Jets lose, I think he's going to put up a fight.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be shut down by Green Bay.
The Jets are one of those like scrappy, hardworking teams right now, and it's working.
Yeah.
It's like the Giants.
Just like the Giants, exactly. Gabe Davis from the Bills, I'm going to say stays hot.
Of
all
course,
season
I'm
long.
saying that he's my number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
He better stay hot.
I need to forget
Yeah.
that.
I mean, they have such a wide variety of people to pick, but I think he's going to stick with that horse until it can't run anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some.
Bill's running backs have been quiet though, right? Who is it?
Singletary's angering me. My
Yeah.
starting running back.
Yeah, they haven't. There's really no clear number one. They use a lot, and plus they're such a pass heavy,
Right.
offense.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah. The Patriots. What do we go with? We go with Mac Jones.
He's just coming back, I think.
Oh, that's right. He didn't start, right?
I think it has to be Bailey Zappi right now. And I thought
Yeah, that's
that
what I'm saying.
pronounces his name is Zappi.
That's right.
Patriots on the road against the Browns. Right, the Browns defense has played pretty well.
Browns
Yeah.
defense has played well. Zappi's playing good for a guy with 1.5 games NFL experience.
That's
Yeah.
And you always got to figure Belichick always comes up with a scheme to be effective no matter who they play. So
He is
Yeah.
always a factor. Always.
Yeah. Makes it tough. And who are we missing? When Tua comes back, does Tua get hot quick? Or do you guys think Tua's going to need a few starts?
is he coming back though? Is
I
that
think Tua should not set foot on the field again this season for his own
Yeah.
safety.
I agree. I think that hit was, I mean, obviously the trainer made it look like it was nothing. But at the end of the day, you've got to figure he's concussed. He could have a spinal injury in his neck. Like,
He could have died.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately. He could have died.
Yeah.
I think
Nobody wants to see that.
I don't think he should come back. But if he does, I think he's going to be a little gun shy for the fact that
It's
he's not gonna pick up where he left off,
Yeah. Makes it very tough.
which is
It's sad to
unfortunate
see.
because he was
Of course.
he was off to a great start.
Yeah. He was like really showing his leadership for that team.
that comeback win when he ended up having 6 touchdowns is like, this is the Tua that people have been saying would show up, and I didn't believe it, and there it is.
Yeah. Roscoe, should I add your other thing to the bottom of the screen?
Yeah, you can see if it works.
Oh, boy.
Find
PPR
out.
fantasy points on just 3 receptions.
Audio!
That's the most since Randy Moss's infamous 3-catch, 3-touchdown game against the Cowboys in 1998. Despite catching 4 touchdowns, Travis Kelce still scored less fantasy points in Week 5 than a fantasy-listed tight end who had 0 receptions, Taysom Hill. Having Raiders kicker Daniel Carlson on your fantasy football team is currently the equivalent to having the 6th best wide receiver in standard fantasy scoring. His 62 fantasy points is more than the likes of Jalen Waddle, Deebo Samuel, Mike Evans, and Jamar Chase.
Let me tell you, I'm in a fantastic mood.
Geno Smith.
Bubbling over, and that's not what you want to see.
Damn, Sean.
The Packers are not they're not a scary team to me anymore. Without Devontae Adams, no, they're not the same Packers. So they don't scare me as much as they do before. I just going over to London is just a weird thing. And they're not the same. I'm telling you, the Packers are not the same. Woohoo.
Oakley,
I mean, if Saquon is being like he's been this year, I say we win.
85, the tight end, he was off the ball. My only question was, did he report? Because you can't have an ineligible on the end of the line.
And Barkley takes it into the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown, and the Giants take the lead.
Right.
pumping up the Giants there.
God,
Yeah.
Jesus. Come on.
Very well done, Roscoe. We appreciate your Week 5 recap.
Yes.
Oh,
Hey, thanks.
Richard James knows why to go to London, and that was why. What was happening there? What did he get powdered?
It's kind of like the question of how do you make sausages. Sometimes it's better not to know the answer.
I think he had a cramp in his thigh.
Yeah, like
and they should have brought him.
Like kind of like.
But I think they should have went in the tent.
Rub it for him.
Yeah,
I mean, he undid his pants, and I was like, "Yo, there's something ain't right here." Like, I'm like, "Go in the tent. Go in the tent."
Yeah, right.
Ben Gade.
Roscoe, you know what he was looking for.
Oh,
Did the Giants punter get back in town yet? I know he was having a passport issue.
Oh, jeez.
No, I think he's still over there. And from what I heard, it was the wrong visa. Like it wasn't a work visa or something, and it was given to him accidentally. So I don't think it was anything like weird. I just think it was completely accidental. Hopefully they've straightened that out.
Yeah, you would think, the Giants could, their front office or, staff people could get that worked out for him.
I like him, though. I like him a lot, though. He's
I
like,
love the Scottish long hair.
Yeah.
Love having the Scottish kicker. I thought he was Australian for the first 3 weeks, I'm not going to lie. And I didn't know his last name until week 4 because his hair covers it. But that's the way it goes.
Oh, I forgot. I had one other video I made, but
yeah,
it's okay. No,
sure?
I don't have it saved. That one was easy because I emailed it to you. I was able to save it to my computer. This one
I
is
have
not.
it then. We just can't hear it.
Yeah, that's true. And you have to
personally for Nick, so he can enjoy.
Yeah, I'll send it to Alan because Alan will love it. It's a feud between you two. I edit it now, like he said last week where he's like, "I want that number 1 pick."
Yeah.
We got another question from Chris D in the chat.
We've got Chris D. I am 4-1, half-point PPR 12-man league. Make any moves or keep the depth. QB, Jalen Hurts, running back. JT, Saquon, Ramadre, J-Rob, Madison. Wide receivers are A.J. Brown, Sutton, MT, Pickens, Boyd, Dotson, and Jameson, W. His tight end is Mark Andrews.
That's a pretty decent lineup.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good team there.
Yeah, I mean, I can't find much fault with the bigger names.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of who's MT.
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas.
Oh, Michael Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't he? Pickens is, he's finding a groove with homeboy. Kenny.
I love when you say that.
Oh, here's the problem. I think Kenny Pickett could be good, but when people realize that the ducks he's passing off as throws aren't Hall of Fame passes, I think we can move on. But the biggest problem is Matt Canada is still employed by the Pittsburgh Steelers. But George Pickens, he will be a game changer. He is something special.
Yeah, I think Chris, you're in a good spot here. I mean, the only thing is Jonathan Taylor's not having a great season. He's not putting up the number 1 overall points. Yeah, but again, I think he's questionable too. So, but at least you have Saquon and James Robinson.
Playing well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think this was the first week that Etienne outscored Jalen Robinson, right?
Yeah, actually it was.
Yeah.
I've had Robinson running high as my flex player, and last week was the first week Etienne beat him.
Yep.
Because the first couple weeks he was beating Etienne handily.
Yeah, very strange.
That's the only question for Chris would be who's his backup QB for the bye week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably your only.
That's going to be an interesting. Hey Brian, that's going to be interesting this week, brother. The Eagles and the Cowboys play.
Yes, yeah.
That is going to be one interesting game, I tell you.
Yeah.
Does Cooper Rush finally get his first loss?
And that's what it is.
Or does the Eagles get their first loss?
Nick, you and I were talking about this too. It's like Cooper Rush is playing good enough.
Yes.
Like he's not playing stupid.
Right.
And he's not turning the ball over. And the team and the defense has really stepped up and down.
Yeah. That's where when you have a defense that's playing as well as they are, you just need to be efficient on offense, right? Just
sometimes you don't have
got 2 good running backs.
You just have to
run the ball. Short passes. First downs.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't need to air it out every play.
Yeah.
Right. He's doing his job. He's controlling the ball, and that's why Jerry Jones really liking him.
And if Rush continues to play, then I'm sure they'll open up the playbook a little bit more and start to maybe do things. But if they're winning, then
the lineup.
No need to.
Especially Tony Pollard keeps playing the way he's been playing too.
Yeah.
He's been a major contributor.
Yeah. I was so mad because Post Malone played in New York the other night. Last night he wore a Knicks jersey, and 2 nights ago he wore a Tony Pollard jersey, and I was like, no, I don't hate Post Malone. I like Post Malone. I listen to some of his music. But I was like, why did you have to wear that jersey on stage at Madison Square Garden?
The problem is, who's out there for the Dolphins to grab? Honestly.
Yeah.
You ready? You ready for it? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the person that they should go after. I know a lot of people are going to. They would probably give me shit for it.
Don't say Geno Smith.
No, he's fine where he's at. But no, I'm going to tell you straight up. Cam Newton is available.
I'm weirdly surprised nobody has taken a gamble on Cam Newton.
I
got some
would
guests
rather
in the
have
background. Luigi's behind you, Nick.
Oh
my God. We have a guest appearance, my dog and Luigi.
Luigi.
You know what? At this point, why not?
Let's ask Luigi how the new animated movie's going.
Dan, what do you think the new animated movie's going to be like? We're asking. What do you think of the new animated movie? Are you excited?
The Mario?
Yeah.
I'm extremely. I don't think Chris Pratt's going to do good, but I think overall it's going to be like really good.
Respect. Get out of here, Wood.
Cody, come on.
All right.
Charlie Day, I am very excited for. I'll say that.
Yeah, same here. And I'm also excited for Jack Black as Bowser.
Oh yeah, dude.
That sounded really cool.
I think so too.
He did sound.
But I'm going to say, you know what? The Dolphins should go after Cam Newton. And if you want to say what you want in the comments down below, make sure you like it before you add a comment to my man Nick here. But if you want to comment and tell me what you think of my pick of Cam Newton, I honestly I can't believe that even the Giants didn't go after him. I'm not even going to lie.
I legitimately am shocked that nobody tried.
Yeah, I mean, the man was an MVP.
To me, it kind of ranks up there with nobody trying to go after Frank Gore one more time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the guy's 100, but he's outworking everybody.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast. It's like Terrell Owens, man. Terrell Owens still looks like he can play.
Jerry Rice could go out and probably be a top 10 wide receiver right now.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt. Jerry Rice is the GOAT, man.
Didn't Terrell Owens beat somebody in a 40-yard dash or come close to like Tyreek Hill the other day or something? Or 2 weeks ago?
He raced someone.
Yeah, I don't know who it was.
He burned someone, and I was like, but again, he can outrun anyone, but it's all about if you get hit, if you could take that hit. You know what I mean?
Sorry to interrupt, but this game is a barn burner.
What's the score?
Really? 0-0. It's the second quarter. Carson Wentz is 1 of 2 for 18 yards. Justin Fields is 4 of 6 for 43 yards and a pick.
Oh my gosh. Is it going to be like the Broncos Colts 2.0?
You're right, 12-9 or something.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's going to end up being 2-0 somehow.
Oh, I just got to say something about that game. I know everyone is like, oh my God, worst game history. Did anyone see fans leaving at before overtime? I mean, they left because they were like, oh, we're in overtime. We ain't winning. And so many people left the stadium.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, Teddy Bridgewater's hurt. He got hurt.
Like I was watching that game and I'm like, oh my God, they're going into overtime. Like I legitimately felt pained.
Let's continue this.
I can't believe I watched it. I can't believe I watched the whole thing. Like I was literally sitting there like
it's like the Alka-Seltzer commercials. Can't believe I ate the whole thing.
Yes.
The Chiefs Raiders game was really exciting. That was a back and forth game.
That should have been a Thursday game.
That was a great Monday night game. That was a great game.
My thing is Thursday night games are typically blowouts or duds like that. Like we were kind of just saying. Do you think Jeff Bezos made a mistake taking on Thursday night football?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No,
now,
even though the game's
long run, it'll be good. I mean, they can't have all bad games. You know, they're going to get some good games.
I still have to say the best part about the game last week was Al Michaels. Like, if you didn't listen to the broadcast for Thursday night, he was apologizing. He's like, well, you know, sometimes you have great games and sometimes you have this.
Yeah.
Like, he legitimately said that on air.
Oh.
Yeah, it was rough.
Like apologizing to his broadcast partner that he had to witness it.
He might be doing that again this week too.
Yeah,
I bet you he is. I mean, and I like your question's a great question because it's like, some of these games are crap, but the thing is that people love football so much.
Bad football.
And if there's only one game on, you're still going to have it on, even if it's in the background. If you're doing something else, that game is still on. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
I think too that Amazon is a good platform. A lot of people have it with Prime and everything. It comes included pretty much, right? So I think so many people have access to it, and that's a big part of it is being able to stream it that way because it looks nice. I like the layout. I like the format with the score and everything.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, I love it. I think it's great. Again, I wish there was better games. But again, like what Brian said, that will overcome. I mean, I think this is again another trial and error type of thing. It's like they tried a little bit last year. They did a few games last year. Some of them were good, some were bad. Well, again, this is another like, okay, I guarantee you next year they're going to be like, okay, let's have this and this team. And it's like, hold on, wait a minute. I do not want to see, Jacksonville go up against the Colts next year.
No, exactly.
But it's weird. Like the games on paper that look good are terrible.
Right.
Because
next week's Thursday night game is the Saints versus the Cardinals.
Right, and that's probably going to be an exciting. I legitimately thought Washington versus Chicago, that something entertaining would happen.
And then the week after that is Ravens at Buccaneers. So that should be a good game.
Oh, there you go. See?
That's a good one.
And like James said, I don't have TV, but I have Amazon. I think Amazon Prime, I want to say I pay like $130 for the year. I could be off by a lot. But that's also my cable bill each month. So James, you have the right idea, I think.
But here's the game of Thursday night game. Circle your calendar for week 10. Falcons versus the Panthers.
Brian, how you say that with a straight face?
And we're back to the Thursday night schedule.
Yeah, right.
Did the Giants have a Thursday night game this year?
No, but we do play on Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, we do.
That's right.
And we play Dallas
the Cowboys
on Thanksgiving, and I think it's a 4:00 game.
Ooh!
Eat at 2:00. Be sitting on the couch by 4. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I think it's a 4:00 game. It's because I think the 1:00 is Detroit.
Yep.
And then the 8:00 is
usually they started adding them in.
Huh?
I'm taking a look. Yeah, I'm taking a look at the schedule. Let's see.
See
Yeah,
if
so
Brian can
Thanksgiving
say it with a
games
straight
are Bills Lions at 12:30,
Oh,
Yes.
no.
and then Giants Cowboys at 4:30, then Patriots Vikings at 8:20.
Oh my God! That's going to be nothing. And that's going to be the third. That'll be the Thursday night game, technically, wouldn't it? Or are they not?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be. Yep.
Oh, the streak just keeps on going, man.
Yeah.
But here's the problem: you put these games together. In theory, Denver sounded good on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The world realized that Russell Wilson is washed up.
Well, and you also have to think too. Jonathan Taylor was out, so he didn't play. So I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, yeah, on paper that game looked like people couldn't wait. Yeah, I mean, because also too, I wonder. I was thinking about it as I was saying it. I didn't, but do you think that they agree on the games beforehand, before the season starts? So they, it's like, hey, this is it, because I know sometimes games are subject to change at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think it's
sometimes
the Sunday night game though. I thought the Sunday night game was like could be the
flex Sunday game. Night I think was the flex game.
Okay,
get it in prime time on NBC.
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay,
makes sense.
But no, I think it's like several months before the season starts. They have the schedule nailed down.
Okay,
makes sense.
Yeah.
Roscoe, how many points do you think Gabe Davis is going to score on Thanksgiving against the Lions?
Well, I don't know, man. I think he's going to be eating a turkey leg. Is all I'm going to say.
Weird.
All right.
Game could go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it could end up 45-42, or it could end up being 6-3.
Yeah.
I mean, I had week 4, Gabe Davis put up 3 points. Week 5, Gabe Davis put up 32 points. So, you know, the only guy that's really been consistent for me is Kelsey. So, I don't know. I mean, who knows what Gabe Davis is going to show up? We'll see.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything else they would like to talk about with the NFL football, fantasy football, before we get into talking about our channels and getting out of here?
Anything else that was popping off? I was trying to think. I didn't know if I added everything in the video. But,
I will say, and it's just for Smack Talk, the New York Giants beat the Green Bay Packers with 3 receivers. Just saying.
And not one of them were as a number 1.
Yep.
I'm surprised that when I saw the group that didn't travel for the Giants.
Hey, and the week before they beat a team and didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah,
that's true. And if you see 2 plays that I put up on that video, they were direct snaps to Saquon.
Yeah,
one was a touchdown.
And I looked, that was the entirety of their last 3 drives. They were running a Wildcat the whole time. They had no quarterback. It was amazing.
They must have practiced that and had it in place, but now I think it's a viable part of their offense. Like whether Daniel Jones is healthy or not, they need to put that in every once in a while.
Yeah. If you can have him score early in a game with that play, you can later on do the fake where he runs to the line of scrimmage and then throws like that jump pass. There was a running back who used to do it, and you could run the same play.
And you know what? You know who I love? I love Bellinger.
Yeah,
Daniel Bellinger, our rookie tight end.
He's big.
Get to know the name.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say.
Well, too, with that Wildcat, they usually split Jones out wide. I mean, not that I would recommend it, but hey, the guy can run.
Yeah.
If you need a trick play, you might drop a pass to Jones in an open field, and you might be able to take that ball for a run.
I just think it's incredible. And then the fact that all of a sudden you look and Saquon Barkley, he's under center making handoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because I stopped seeing, direct snap to. I'm like, oh, did one of the quarterbacks come in, put on the replays? No, Saquon Barkley's taking snaps and handing the ball off. Like,
and that's why Tony needs to get back healthy because
oh my God,
he could take snaps. He could run.
He
the
was a quarterback. Yeah, he played quarterback too. He played quarterback, I think, in high school.
Yep.
And then some in college, and then transformed to a receiver.
Yep.
That's amazing that he's been 2 years now. He's been on the field for what? Maybe, 2 games, 3 games. He hasn't played much at all.
20 snaps. Yeah.
No, that was a really bad pick by me.
You went with Tony?
Yeah, I have Tony still sitting on, and I don't know. I still have him sitting on my bench, and it's hard to get rid of him.
I dropped Robinson last
what's
week.
What's going to happen if you do?
Right.
I know.
Because all of a sudden, 12 receptions, 180 yards, 3 touchdowns.
He's got a lot of upside. It's hard to give up on him.
Yeah.
And especially right now, because it's like, if he comes back, he'll be the number 1. And it's like, oh shit, because Galladay is just straight trash. Straight trash. $72 million worth of garbage.
Boy, did he fall off a cliff fast.
Yeah.
He hasn't scored a touchdown as a Giant.
Still at all?
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's been on the team 2 years. Hasn't scored 1 touchdown for the Giants.
Oh my God.
I don't think he has a 100-yard game as a Giant.
They need to move on from them and cut their losses at this point. They should trade him if they can and maybe get a pick or something back. Or
I think that was the whole thing with with Daboll is that he was like, man, like, you don't look like you're $72 million worth. I may have to go look. So they brought OBJ in to talk to him, and they talked to some other people. I just heard a rumor that Carolina Panthers are trying to do a fire sale and get rid of DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey. And I heard the Giants have contacted the Panthers about DJ Moore.
Nice.
I heard the Bills have contacted them about McCaffrey, which is kind of scary.
Imagine if Christian McCaffrey went to the Bills. You better put money down on that Bills Super Bowl win there.
That would be crazy.
or he takes the handoff and explodes.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I need him, Zach. My other running back is already down for the year. Okay,
it is a legitimate concern with Christian McCaffrey.
Oh yeah.
I don't want it to happen.
just can't bust. He takes the ball.
He just
First ball
explodes.
from Buffalo.
That's it, and that's the last we hear.
No, Zach called it.
He gets the Thanos snap.
Danny Zach.
And then it cuts to me as balanced.
Yeah.
That's great.
Jeez.
Do you guys think right now your 1 and 2 MVPs, is it Allen and Hurts?
Right now, I would say yes.
Yeah, I think so.
It hurts to say it, to be honest. I'm an Oklahoma Sooner fan, so I love Jalen Hurts, but I don't want him in the Eagles uniform, obviously.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
No, but he's playing well.
Very.
Yeah, it's tough as a Giant fan, like you said, to praise the Eagles, but you know they're playing well. You can't.
Yeah.
Really,
Well,
you know.
all right. So
They hate everybody.
my top two guys are. I mean, Hurts is up there, but I gotta say, I know, and it may sound biased, but Saquon. You know, the Giants are 4-1, and the thing is because Saquon is back.
Yep,
Yeah,
Saquon is back and the defense is holding, but I like it a lot. I respect that.
Playing exceptional football.
Yeah, so I mean, it sucks because it's like Hurts. Yeah, Hurts is doing really well, but
Yeah.
to be honest, I really think Eagles could have lost to Arizona last week.
Yes.
And they didn't have DeAndre Hopkins. If they had DeAndre Hopkins, I guarantee they would have lost.
Yeah.
I would have put money down that they would have lost that game if DeAndre Hopkins was out there.
Yeah, I think you'll know about the Eagles when they play the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
If they beat the
Yes.
Cowboys, then I think they're legit. If they don't, you know, then they'll be okay.
I mean, who have they
They'll
played?
be 4-1 with the rest of the division.
Who's the Eagles played? They've played Washington.
Washington.
They played
Carolina, Arizona.
Don't remember.
Yeah, Carolina. I mean, Carolina. Come on.
I don't think they beat anybody
So
big.
they played the Lions too.
Yeah, that was the first
barely beat the Lions.
Yeah.
To hold on to though. So
Yeah,
credit.
barely beat the Lions. Barely beat Arizona. I mean, granted, we beat the Packers, but I mean, it's not like we just squeaked it out. I mean, you know, we ended up winning that game full on. Like in the second half, we won that game.
Yeah,
flat out. It wasn't
What
like
was it 17-0 at one point, right?
17-3.
17-3. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
17-3, and we came back and won 27-22.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we gave them that safety because it ran time off, and that was the smartest play that they did.
Sometimes, and people don't want to accept that, but sometimes giving up the points is the smart decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you take time off the clock by running it, you're running it away from everyone, and then you just step out.
It didn't really matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it did give Aaron Rodgers to like almost a 50, and he was about to bomb it, but then, woof, got smacked.
Kayvon
Sorry.
Thibodeau. Remember the name. Remember.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
No, when
Okay.
they drafted him, that was one of the first moments I thought, all right, New York's up to something.
Yeah.
Because that was a smart draft pick.
Yes.
And then I was like,
I loved it.
But then to get him and Evan Neal, granted, Evan Neal's had a bit of a slow start as this entire offensive line class has. But a first-round offensive lineman, once he gets settled, I'll take it.
Yep.
Every
He's
day.
a behemoth, too. He's huge.
Big dude.
Yeah, that's
Very.
what they said. They're like, it's funny. They always say, they're like, they say everyone's like, oh, yeah, he's really big. He's a really big guy. And then they're like, yeah, but when you see him, you're like, what the heck? Like, yo, you are a monster of a man. But that's the same with my man, Sexy Dexy, Dexter Lawrence. Yo, he's one of the biggest guys on the team, too.
Yeah.
He's like 6'5", 347 pounds. I mean,
He's a big
that's
fat boy.
that's a house. That's like almost like me. No.
I think the biggest thing with the Giants is, regardless of how their season ends up, is that I think we finally realized they made the right decision with the coach,
Yes.
the GM.
Oh,
Right, so
yeah.
they're headed in the right direction.
If Brian Dable isn't coach of the year, something is wrong.
That
yeah,
is
100%.
proper
I mean,
coach.
still a lot of football to be played.
Yeah.
But they're going to play the Eagles twice. They got the Cowboys again. So, but I think, we finally got it right with the coach. Finally,
Yes.
I would agree.
Absolutely. And I love Wink at defensive coordinator.
Yep.
Mike Kafka. I love Mike Kafka too.
Yeah.
Kafka is really great. But then you have Shane in office. I mean, he came down and was rubbing Homeboy's head, rubbing his bald head. I was like, yo, you got to love that they have that connection.
Yes.
Like that, like a GM can run down and just, go be like, yo, you mamma jamma. And it's just like, yo, they're just like buddies.
And you've heard it from all the players other than probably Galladay. He's disgruntled. But I mean, other than that, all of the players, everything's positive.
Yeah.
Barkley's loving it, obviously, because Barkley's having a great, start to his season. And, Jones is just like, I don't care about my contract. I want to win games.
Yep.
So everybody kind of has the right attitude, and which is not what they've had over the last,
Absolutely.
5-6 years. So
Dable's such a weird story. He actually went to college at the same place I did here in Rochester, of all things.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he went to the University of Rochester, and he's from Canada. But yet, he is the perfect fit for the New York Giants.
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt. They could not have made a better choice, I don't think.
No, you're absolutely right. I love it.
He's already been to a Ranger game or two, hanging out in the crowd at MSG, firing people up.
He knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Smart guy.
He should be going to Devils games, not Rangers.
Come on, Rocco.
Well, it's true. I mean, they are in New Jersey, after all.
That's my
Brian,
team.
what's the score in the Ranger game,
How weird is it?
Rangers are up 3-0.
New York team in the NFL is Buffalo.
Yeah, it's true. That is
Devils
true.
are down 3-1.
Technically, Zach, okay?
No, technically, I know. Yeah, I agree.
Believe me, I hear it from Comic Journey all the damn time, saying that they're the swamp teams of New Jersey are the Giants. Oh gosh, but yeah,
All right.
no, I'm excited. We'll see what the Giants do this week. I mean, Baltimore is going to be tough.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson is just a slippery.
I think they have a handle on him. I wouldn't be surprised if they just completely shut him down because of how fast the Giants' defense is.
Yes,
too.
their defensive
That's
line.
the problem. They are faster than the average defense, which is what he's been running up against.
Fun fact for you. I don't know if anyone knows this, but the Giants have yet to give up a 100-yard receiver.
I've heard
last week. It was
Wow, I
super
didn't know
good.
that, yeah.
Cobb only got 90 something.
Yeah, it was like 94 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the closest, but we have not given up a 100-yard receiver yet. A fun fact for you.
Backfield is quite good.
The Giants are 5.5-point underdog. I thought that number might be a little bit lower.
Wow.
But we'll see.
It sounded like Owen Wilson. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Oh Lord! Stop this.
All right, Nick's got to go tan, so we got.
He's got to go to the club.
Zach, what do you got going on with your channel, man?
Oh God. Well, I just did a horrifying gum episode again. Oh man, I shouldn't have looked at it. I think it was moldy. Nothing really.
Hanging out with us.
Magic on Mondays. Hopefully, get some autographs on Tuesdays and more janky old cards on Thursday.
Awesome.
That'd be
Brian,
it.
what do you got, brother?
I've got. I think tomorrow I'm going to do Bearded and Cole's cover challenge, the spooky cover challenge. I'll have that tomorrow.
I gotta do
Tomorrow's
that.
Friday, and then Breakfast with Brian on Saturdays, and the weekend of the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. I'm taking part in the C3 Comics Curing Cancer. So the Breakfast with Brian show, we're going to be doing some special stuff to support that. And I know Roscoe's part of that as well. So he's going to be all over the place doing some original art for the, C3. It's we're going to be doing some auctions and, some fundraisers and giving away some prizes and stuff like that. So looking forward to that.
Very, very cool. Thank you for taking part in that. That's amazing. What do you got, handsome man?
Monday, Between the Lines on my channel, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come and watch John's Comics with kids, and we'll be doing Between the Lines drawing. Man, have a good time over there. I just put a short up if you want to check it out. If you want a fun laugh, quick laugh, and then also please. C3 is coming up October 21st, 22nd, 23rd. If you want to help out, if you want anything at all, if you want to, if you can't even help out, if you just get the word out, get some people going. It's a great thing. Comics curing cancer. Let's freaking do it. Let's get some money, man. This is great. You can catch me. I will be on multiple channels throughout the weekend, doing some live drawing, hanging out, and stuff like that. So yeah, just you can always find me Geek Out with Roscoe, man. But appreciate you hosting, Nick. Thank you so much. Appreciate Zach and Brian. You guys are awesome. This was a fun time. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for hosting, Nick, and
of course
putting together the clips, Roscoe. Yeah,
yeah.
I try.
Yeah, otherwise we would have been stuck sitting there for a little bit. So, my only other thing, go sub up and check out Tylox the Mighty. He needs some love right now, so he's going through a little bit, but he's also going to be a part of the Comics Cures Cancer. So be sure to give him a sub, say hello, say what's up, and check out his stuff too. So thank you everybody for hanging out. We appreciate the crowd. You guys are the best. Thank you for your questions. Somebody will post where it's going to be next week. It'll be somebody you know. So thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you all had fun. Everybody stay safe.
See you.
See ya.